first is public input. And with this, these are items that are not currently posted on the agenda, but if someone from the community or from the public would like to come up and state something, if they filled out paperwork, or even if they will fill out paperwork, they'll come up and speak for 3 minutes. And the supervisors at this time will not be able to address it, but at the same time, we could either direct you to that supervisor, or direct it to a director that, or administrator that can help you with that. But nonetheless, we will hear what you have to say for 3 minutes. Please state your name for.
Hi, Elaine Brown. I have a storage unit in Kelseyville, California. I'm very concerned for Lake County, as most of you up there know. And I just want to say, I think we have to start our conversation with kindness, forgiveness, love, and most of all, grace. And having been in this community off and on the last years of COVID, and I'll say the COVID word, we need to sit down at a commonality table, which is a beautiful lake and a good meal, and talk about what's really going on in this community. As a newcomer with new eyes, I see long-term unforgiveness between a Native peoples group and the new group. Our commonality is the lake and the health of that lake. So again, I really think there needs to be a table set beautifully, and we come together and we talk openly and honestly about the science, the true science of what happened these last 4 years, at a table where we have kindness, forgiveness, love, and grace, which can be summed up in the golden rule. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, is there anyone else that would like to? Rob?
Morning, board. Congratulations, Chair. Congratulations, Supervisor Owen, Supervisor Rasmussen. And my thoughts are with you. I'd like to ask respectfully that we put on the earliest available agenda the item that was heard on December 10th this last year, item 6.11 regarding the Kelseyville name change. I think it's important that the current board, including the 2 new board members, be involved in this discussion. I'm not going to get into the conversation of we're not going to have this debate, obviously we can't, regarding the name change right now, but I think it's very important that these 2 board members be allowed the opportunity to weigh in on it. With all due respect to the last 2 board members that they have succeeded, they're not going to be here to deal with the ramifications and the fallout of this decision, regardless of how it comes down. In fact, one of the board members was not even a legitimately elected board member, nor did he care enough to even run for office as a county supervisor. So I think that questions the legitimacy of his involvement to begin with on a issue of this magnitude. So I respectfully ask that it be placed on the earliest available agenda for reconsideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Is there anyone else that has public input? Okay. If you can unmute and state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
How do I get to that right page?
Rainbow Church.
Look for the agenda, right?
If you're listed as Rainbow Church, please unmute and state your name for the record.
Okay. Agenda. Thank you. Thank you.
They're unmuted, but I don't hear them.
Okay. And we don't have the opportunity to hear you, so we'll give you a couple more seconds, but we'll have to move on if we can't have your statement. But what we can do is, if you can write an email and send it in, we can also look at it at a future public input date.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yep, we can. There you go.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, thank you. My name is Reverend Julia Bona. I'm with the Rainbow Church of Living Light. The reason I wanted to speak to the board today is that there has been a unacceptable situation occurring with the Middletown area town hall, in that the Middletown proper area has lost its guaranteed seat on the board. This is primarily due to the intervention, and I believe illegal intervention, of board chair Monica Rosenthal. There is a petition that has been started on the 8th of January, just prior to the election, that now has numerous signatures, and I represent their voice. And I'd like to read the text of that petition. First of all, the reasons for the petition are that there was a violation of nomination procedures. During the December 12th, 2024 mass meeting, Chair Monica Rosenthal officially closed election nominations, and then just 20 minutes later falsely stated that nominations were still open in order to accept an additional nomination. She then refused to disqualify this nomination when confronted about it. This improper action compromised the integrity of the election process. Secondly, there was a misrepresentation of election procedures. Despite publicly stating when asked at the same December 12th meeting that the Middletown proper region is mandated to have 2 seats on the math board, as is correct, Rosenthal then made an unauthorized private decision to allocate one of those 2 vacating Middletown proper seats to the at-large region. This contradicts the math bylaw's key provision to guarantee Middletown proper's 2 board representatives at all times. Rosenthal's decision was made without public input or broader membership approval, and was then distributed to the math audience via email in a Math 2025 election process overview document as a fait accompli. She overstepped her authority by making significant election decisions privately without consulting the math membership or adhering to the math bylaw's major provisions guaranteeing the Middletown proper region 2 board seats. Despite being informed of these serious issues in a formal written complaint prior to the election, Chair Monica Rosenthal failed to take corrective action to address the improper nomination and the misallocation of board seats, resulting in and persisted in holding an election, which resulted in the Middletown proper area not having its dedicated 2 individuals on the board. We ask that the immediate correction and redistribution of the election process document to reflect that Middletown proper seats were up for election. We ask for a new election to reflect the fact that there should be two candidates on the board. We ask for the resignation of Chair Monica Rosenthal for the math board for her improper actions, and a permanent ban placed on her future participation on that board. And we ask for the formation of a committee to review and address these issues, ensuring that the math board adheres to its bylaws and the principles of the Brown Act now and in the future.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Your time's up. All right. Is there any other folks on Zoom that would like to? Benjamin Hiddle, if you can unmute, state your name for the record, and you will have 3 minutes.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. My name is Ben Hiddle. I'm here because I've been listening to the meetings and participating occasionally with the Hitch. I don't know if you remember my public comments on that. And also automation and robotics need to happen to our county so that we can give better services. And I came to the board last year asking the board for some help on turning the landfill into a microfactory and some ideas like that, because I teach solar and sustainable construction and robotics, so it's right up my alley. I got in touch with Lars at Special Districts. I got in touch with Jessica. I got in touch with a ton of people. And I'm here again this year saying it was a very difficult process and would like to get on the agenda at the earliest time, some kind of a feasibility study to take the landfill, turn it into a microfactory by putting solar panels on it, around it, capturing the biogas, and sorting the trash with robots. This idea has been done in other places, but not at a mass scale. And I'd like Lake County to be a wonderful organization that works toward taking our landfill and turning it into a microfactory. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any other? All right. With that, we'll close public input and move on to item 6.2,